Hello there, and welcome to the stream. Yes, it is looking a little bit different today, and it is going to be a shorter stream than usual. And that's because there's not necessarily a lot to talk about. There is some stuff. And right after this, I am planning on going over on Twitch and doing some streaming over there. And this is usually my streaming setup, or that's where I'm sitting right now. And I just thought, why not try and do it a little bit different today and see how this looks. So yeah, the good old green screen background that we use for our reactions. Then got the thumbnail picture there with both Bucky and Sam. And yeah, welcome to the stream. Welcome to Catch Up with Sonny, I should rather say. And I do want to say up top, as per usual, if you want to join in the discussion, and especially during this show where it's pretty much just going to be me all the way through, then you can do so through Streamlabs or SuperChat. There you can see the SuperChat, not SuperChat, but the Streamlabs thing up there. There's also a link down in the description. And then SuperChat, of course, on YouTube. You can see that in the chat. But what are we gonna be doing today? Sorry that I'm mumbling so much for some reason. What we're going to be doing today is at least at the end of the show. That's when I'm gonna get in, where I'm gonna get into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. First, a small non-spoiler review, and then we're just gonna go full spoilers, and then I can talk with you guys, and we can discuss what went on in the episode, our expectations, all of that good stuff. And before that happens, there's also some other stuff to talk about. It's kind of listed in the description, some of it, and that is just a little bit about the Oscar nominations, which we got very recently. Then some personal stuff, or at least some stuff relating to the channel, and then also some the movie trivia schmoedown talk, because I just have a few thoughts on some of the stuff that's been going on over there, and then also a little bit about me and or Kat and I's our involvement in not necessarily the Schmoedown, but inside of the Schmoedown space, something called the First Class League. We're going to be talking a little bit about that. And I can see there are definitely people joining, people in the chat, and I can see Hoople is saying, "Isn't it your birthday soon, Sonny? I hope you're streaming that day." That's the plan. I've teased it a little bit that I'm gonna be, because it's gonna be like next weekend, and that's when I usually do these catch up with Sunny live streams. And I was talking and teasing that, yeah, I will probably do a birthday stream, and then Kat is going to be there as well, and might get a little bit tipsy while doing it, just as a birthday celebration thing. And you're all welcome to join me. I do not know yet if it's going to be on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. It depends on plans with the family and what I'm going to be doing for my actual birthday. And my actual birthday is the 28th, 8th of March. I always have issues saying that. Just tongue twisters, tongue twisters, tongue twisters. All right. But before I get into all the stuff that I want to talk about, I'm gonna bring someone on. I'm gonna bring Kat on just for just a few minutes, and it's something we both want to talk about real quick, which involves one of the members from our community, and we just want to show a little bit of appreciation. I do not know if he is watching this or if he's watching live right now, but hopefully he will see it at some point. Um, and before I reveal exactly who it is, like who we're going to be talking about and showing appreciation for, I thought I would bring in Kat first. I'm gonna switch it around real quick with the microphone stuff, because this is just, you can only hear me through this microphone right now. So I'm gonna unplug that, and then it's the microphone that we usually use when we are multiple people here, or when it's Kat and I here. But so if you would like to join, honey. Yes, she's coming. Okay. See if we can fit her in here in the frame. There we go. Yes. It is still, yeah, a little bit different, still working out the kinks. All right, I'm gonna unplug this microphone, and hopefully it should make it so that it will just connect to the other microphone, and then you can hear both of us. So sorry if this is going to sound weird for just a second. Oi. I think it works. It works. definitely. Now they can hear you. So what we wanted to do here was show some appreciation. It's just some minutes of appreciation for, as I said, one of the members of our community, a person who's been helping us out a lot, a lot, a lot. I even had him on one of these streams, and you may have guessed who it is by now, but it's Sweel. Yes, and I'm gonna let you take a little bit over from here on, or at least let you say a few words about what it is that Sweel has actually been doing for us. These, he's been a part of it. He's been helping us out for over a year now, at least. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you take it away.
Thank you. I don't really know what to say because I think most people, especially in the community, know Sweel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he's been such a big help. Just being like active in the community is one thing, but also just helping us out with especially Avatar, The Last Airbender, and now Korra
Oh yes.
as a like the best mother. He's making sure that we have gotten really very close to nothing spoiled. Even like expectations of what's to come or
Mm-hmm.
characters to come, stuff like that. It's the reason we've been able to watch as blindly, it's called
Yeah.
blindly, as we have, is because well, Sweel has been there all this time, and sometimes often he is in the chat, and he's also helping out like in these streams. He's helping out on Twitch, the Twitch streams as well, and he's just being an overall nice guy. He's orchestrated a few chats, like talk chats. What's it called? Like voice chats. That's what.
Yeah, over on Discord.
Discord,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, exactly.
And yeah, just Sweel being overall nice guy.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's just thank you very much, Sweel, for everything you've done for us. It's been amazing, and just also just helping Sonny out on the stream the other day. That was very nice.
Yes, I had such a good time talking to Sweel about also Avatar stuff, the whole Avatar Studios announcement, and we talked about like the possibilities there, what could happen inside of that, what sort of series and movies are we going to get, and Kat already said it, but yeah, especially with our Avatar and Legend of Korra reactions, that he's just been making sure that no spoilers, no nothing like expectations, like it has made its way to us so that we could have had anything potentially spoiled, and it's been such a big help. We wouldn't be able to do it without him. And of course, there are so many wonderful people in our community, and including all of you guys watching. But we just wanted to show some appreciation for Sweel in particular because he's been helping out a lot and even doing some editing for me with some of the Cyberpunk streams. Or we tried it out there at least, and unfortunately, not a lot of people were watching those. But I know that Sweel really wants to get into editing and into the YouTube space and stuff like that. And I've started to always leave like some contact information for Sweel down in the description below, which is also there right now, where you can contact Sweel if you would like him to help you with anything editing wise or want him to edit anything for you. And I also try to help him out as much as possible in that regard, because yeah, I know that's something that he really wants to do. And maybe one of these days we're also going to be playing some more Apex Legends or something over on Twitch, which we also did just after that Avatar stream there, or catch up with Sonny where he joined me. So yeah, once again, just thank you so much, Wheel, for helping us out and for making it possible that we can go through the Avatar verse spoiler free and just get all the surprises and everything that's going on. Yeah, without knowing anything beforehand. And where we are now, I know he's going to have even more on his hands because now we're getting into book 3/season 3, which I know that's something that a lot of people are looking forward to, and I'm sure many people are going to have a lot to say about that season in particular. So he's going to have his hands full, but I know that he's up for the task and that he's going to help us out as always. But yeah, I think that was, unless you want to stay for more talk about
Uh,
anything in particular, or if there's anything
we
else
could.
you want to mention.
I just saw someone in the chat saying that they love my makeup, so I just
Mm,
wanted to say thank you so much. It's oh,
oh yeah, sorry, you did,
it does that sometimes.
yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you so much. It's actually a part of a project I'm working on. Kind of personal, but yeah, I just wanted to try it out and see if it actually worked.
Hmm.
So I think it did.
Yeah, I think it looks absolutely stunning. And then you're gonna take some pictures after I'm done with the stream, because then you
Yeah.
need the ring light, which I'm
Yeah.
using right now.
Actually, a lot of this stuff is actually mine. Like the gear and stuff is actually mine.
Oh well, yeah, you bought it, and that makes it yours. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, and maybe also like a quick thing now that this is also like for me later on, I'm gonna be talking about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and that's the freaking background as well. And I didn't really address it as much as I maybe promised to do in the intro. Got a little chill
Chill,
there.
yeah.
In the intro of like the first reaction that I did with Major Dad, and that's like why you aren't going to be a part of those reactions. So I thought maybe you would just quickly address that. Yeah.
If I dare, if I'm not getting like everyone on YouTube, like
Oh,
coming with their
hate?
pitchforks and torches
No,
and
no,
stuff.
no. I'm sure they're gonna respect why you aren't going to be watching. Yeah.
I don't have any interest in that series, like at all. Like
Mm.
I love Marvel, and I am probably gonna watch it on my own time.
Hmm.
But it's two characters that I don't really care for or care that much for. Like I'm sorry, it's just
That's just the way it is. Like we can't all love everything in all
no.
of the franchises and universes. And without Cap there, who is probably your absolute favorite of all time, inside of the MCU at least, then
But only Chris Evans, like
yeah,
that.
then those two maybe aren't as interesting for you. But maybe you're gonna like, if when you've watched the first episodes or something, you're gonna warm up to it. Maybe not, most likely not gonna join the reactions, but maybe
No,
you're
I'm
just
not.
gonna get a little
I'm
bit
not.
more into it. 'Cause, it's only 6 episodes, and I am gonna be doing all of those 6 episodes with Major Dad. And thank you
And
to everybody who's so kind in the comments on that
yeah,
one, because
thank you.
and saying that it's so nice to see him again, and also being able to see the similarities between him and me. It's very easy to see and hear that yes, he's my father.
Yeah. Sorry, it was yeah, my mind is a bit scattered. But yeah, I am. It's not because, as I said, it's not that I like. I do care a little bit about the characters, and I'm sure that they can like their backstory can give some sort of um give me some sort of interest to the characters. But it's just at this point I'm not really interested in that. And as you also said that of course we can't all like the same thing. And like for example, I liked the Punisher show, but it was I also didn't care that much for it, even though I was in it. So
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah. Of course, yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes, that's someone that people have been saying that you look like ever since we started doing this. For you, it's what's it, Deborah?
Deborah Ann Wool.
Yes, that's her name,
Mm.
the actress name. And for me, it's Finn Balor. It's just when it comes to like the look-alike stuff,
Well,
at least.
you have a billion different lookalikes apparently, because all white guys with dark hair, dark curly hair, and dark beard, they all look the same apparently. So
Yes, a lot of people have been saying Doctor Strange as well, and maybe also Bucky Barnes. Now that we are in Marvel territory,
and Rob
yeah.
Stark and the Stranger in like the older Jonas.
Oh yeah, and Dark,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's just basically every white guy that has like curly dark hair and a beard.
or just beard
So
and semi-long hair.
yeah, but yeah, so yeah, so it's not particularly my thing. And even though I would, if I started watching it and I would get really into it,
Hmm.
it might happen.
Yeah.
I don't have time these next 4 weeks or something because I am so crazy busy the next couple of weeks. I have some stuff at the lab. Like I have some tests I have to do.
Hmm.
I have to do science,
Science it
and
up.
it's gonna be very like I'm going to be running around like a headless chicken for more days than I'm actually like. I'm only supposed to be there 1 day a week, but I have to come in
Hmm.
more days
Wow,
these
this
days.
light is
So
doing, sorry, it's doing some weird stuff to my face. I have to figure out the lighting here. What in the
it's
actual...
because you get apparently a little bit of some green. I think gives you like a green tint maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. It's just, it's looking real weird. And I thought I could change it by turning off the television because it was just, it's like right there. But that just made it even worse.
Um yeah. Sorry, I just saw someone in the comments. No, it's not. It's not that I'm turned off by brutality and the brutality in Punisher. It was just this character. It's so far away from my life and who I am. So it's like even though I could sympathize with him, I couldn't empathize with him because I couldn't set myself in his position. Like I could
Hmm.
feel bad for him, but I just like it's so far away from my own personality, and I just some people, some characters to speak to, and even though he was an interesting character, he was just like the whole series was just not. It's, it's just
Yeah, yeah. There's always going to be stuff like that. But
yeah.
anywho, that's the reason why you're not going to be a part of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier at least part. You're going to be back for Loki.
No, he's like a little bit late.
Oh, Sweel. Yeah,
Yeah.
you maybe want to go back a little bit, or just on the rewatch, because maybe there's something relating to, or just something that you would like to hear, or something relating to you earlier in the stream. um,
Yeah, no, I
yeah.
can't do cool effects like that with my makeup, unfortunately.
Oh no, yeah.
Like with the flicker.
This is just the lighting and mixed with the green screen and just the setup here. And I now know that I will have to fix some stuff for next time, or just test it out a little bit more at least. All right. Do you want to stick around for more, or do you have?
If you, I think you talked about like movie trivia Schmoedown. You wanted to talk
Oh
about
yes, yes, of
that, so
course.
maybe I could join for that.
Maybe yes, because that kind of has something to do with both of us, or at least when it comes to the first class league inside of the Schmoedown, which is this whole new league that's going to be starting up at the end of March. And for those of you who are following us on Twitter, you may have seen a little announcement regarding Cat.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe you can tell a little bit about that while I
Well,
try to
it's now
fix.
official that I am going to be entering the first class league. That is like a part of like the Schmoedown thing. So if you've ever seen Movie Trivia Schmoedown on the Schmoedown Entertainment Network, um, then well, it's like I think they call it like a development league or something like that. It's supposed to be
Yes.
like where you find potential candidates for your or like what to call players for your faction.
Hmm.
I'm not much into the whole how you talk about it. I'm not
All the terms and everything. No,
no,
no.
I'm not
But
really.
yeah, development league for it is his own league, and it's gonna have its own people and own like like contenders and belts and divisions, all of that stuff. But it's also there for develop people and their talents for the actual movie trivia schmoedown. So when it comes to uh, there's going to be times where they can pick some players from the FCL, as it's called for in short, First Class League FCL. Pick some people there from that one, and then put them into the Schmoedown, the actual Schmoedown, the big leagues. So let's see if that happens. But for now, I know that you're just happy to be announced and that you're going to be in the thing. And maybe
Yeah.
one of these days, there's going to be something relating to me as well, some sort of announcement
Maybe.
when it comes to the FCL. It just hasn't happened yet, but let's just wait and see. Wait and see. Keep an eye on Twitter and follow us over on Twitter. There's a link down in the description as well.
And hi, Hubel, and have a good birthday. Soon birthday. I just wanted to say hi.
Yeah, yeah. Have a good birthday, and yeah, thank you. Sorry, I'm so bad at looking at the chat. Birthday for your nephew. Yes. Okay. See you later. Um, and just in other Schmoedown related news, guess can also just not spoiling any of the matches, but when it comes to just some of the matches that just came out, and especially the latest one that was kind of like yeah, one of the events there with the Star Wars Championship. That was one of the absolute best matches that I've ever watched inside of the Schmoedown. It was between the champion Alex the Demon Damon, who is the guy from the YouTube channel Star Wars Explained, going up against the challenger Andrew the Hunter Di Malanta. That was just, yeah, such an amazing match. So many deep cut questions. My God, the deep cut questions. It makes rookies like us sit on the sideline and go like, fuck, we need to study more. I need to, like, I've already watched all of the Star Wars movies countless times, most of them anyway, at least the original trilogy and the prequels. Gonna have to like just keep watching and writing stuff down, even the most odd like details, because you never know what sort of a question is going to be asked. I know that was a championship match, so it's not going to be the same for rookies necessarily. Hopefully not.
That would just be me. Like,
that would just
welcome
be me.
to the league, and here's a kick in the face.
Yes. But we'll see how we fare
I
inside
just
of
saw
that.
level 2 trading was saying some great things. First off, the boat can try to give me some trouble, and he will see what happens if he tries to give me trouble. It's nope, that's disappeared up there.
Oh, okay, yeah. So sorry, it's because you just you said the name level 2 trading, and I thought level 2 trading, is that some kind of a term inside of the FCL?
No.
But no, yeah, we'll see what happens. It's gonna
And
be
it,
exciting nonetheless, and when they're
yeah,
gonna announce the Inner Geekdom and Star Wars matches, because those are probably the ones that we're gonna be doing inside of the FCL. I know they just announced their first singles match, which is gonna be premiering on March like 30th of March, where one of our online friends, I guess you could call him, David
was
Campbell.
first class league friends.
Yes, the Europeans, one of our fellow Europeans, this guy from Scotland, David Campbell, he's going to be competing, and we're of course rooting for him all the way, all the way. And yeah, it's just I know it sounds like an advertisement, but if you are at all interested in movie trivia and cool personalities, and if you want to play along, like yeah, go check it out. The movie trivia Schmoedown here on YouTube. You can find the channel. It's called Schmoedown Entertainment Network. That's the name of the actual channel, and then you can find it inside of that. And just watch a few matches if you haven't, and see if it's for you, or if it's like something that you can maybe get into. If you're at all into movies or anything geeky, Star Wars, then I have a feeling that it might be something that you guys would like to check out.
There was also a very nice tip.
Mm-hmm.
So you, and it's just that if Christian is giving us any direction or anything, just tell him that Grace is boss.
Yes.
See what happens.
That's true. That's true. That was some developments over there with the behind the scenes, and like the guy Christian Harloff, who's been the chairman and running things for a long while. He just got not the boot necessarily, but he's just got a new boss named Grace, and she just takes no prisoners. She is sassy, and she's the new boss. So that's also something to remember.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Yeah.
what would you battle name? If you could choose your own battle name, what would you call yourself?
Oh, like when it comes to yeah, name inside of the Schmoedown. I don't know if I want to give anything away because I don't know what they're gonna go with. Because I had some suggestions. I know you also had some suggestions. And if I just say it out loud now and they choose that, or if they don't choose that, then I don't really know. But maybe you guys have some suggestions. That would be fun. Like,
Yeah,
what kind of names should we like? What should we call ourselves, or what would you? We're probably just going to be given a name, or maybe they're going to use our suggestions. I don't know. But what would you like to see or hear when they introduce us in a match?
think wrestling. Like if you had like a killer name, what would it be?
Yeah, the wrestling name, but with like kind of connected to movies or geekdom. Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
fun to see. Um, yeah, what do you guys?
Small Thor.
Small Thor. Maybe. I don't know if that's the most flattering name. Tiny Thor or something.
Puny God.
Puny God. Puny God. Oh, maybe, yeah. That's a fun suggestion. And to everybody else in the chat who are saying hello. Yeah, once again, thank you for joining the stream. Hello there, and oh, we've already been going for half an hour. And I was just supposed to do this by myself, but I'm glad that you're joining me for
Yeah.
some of it at least, or until I start talking about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, then I'm gonna.
Yes.
Solar
Sonny.
Please keep anti-vax label off of us, please.
Oh yeah, we don't want anyone like gunning for us who are, yeah.
Cause that's just, I'm sorry, but that's straight rude. That's just straight up rude.
Oh yes, I didn't even realize what it was that. Yes, just that's not even close to being true.
Also, I'm sorry, I saw another comment, like a question. Why am I blue? And it's because that camera cannot really distinguish the colors pretty well. Because I think this looks blue, right? But it's actually very purple. Like
it's very purple. Yeah.
And this is blue. This is like straight up blue. And this is a very yellow stripe, and this is pink. So
yes.
Just in case that you were wondering. Also, I found a very nice comment like up here that I thought you should read just for yourself. This one.
Yeah, sorry, it's difficult to, or I can read it out loud. It's just in Danish.
So nobody's gonna get it. Yeah.
But I can translate it. Hey Sonny, I just saw the live stream with your father, with your dad. Fucking exciting guy. It's so cool to see some Danish reaction channels. I love your videos.
Thank you so
tak,
much.
tusind tak. Thank you so much. That's really, really kind of you. It's always nice to get messages like that. Definitely.
Solar
Yeah.
Sonny.
Maybe. Yeah, that could also be fun. Solar Sonny. It kind of plays on my name being Sonny and had something to do with sun and yeah.
You've destroyed Roka in chat. Not a lot to destroy there. He's kind of doing it for himself. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we're
I'm
already doing
sorry.
that.
That was mean.
Yeah. Poor Roka. No, I love the guy, and he's one of the reasons why the league is what it is now, and with the characters, and he was one of the first ones to really become a character, the outlaw, and also like the first real heel inside of the Schmoedown, and he's still one of the absolute OGs inside of that. So he deserves the respect as well.
A lot of heels.
A lot of heels. And I know there's a lot of heels inside of the Schmoedown, and maybe there are going to be a lot of heels inside of the FCL as well. So they might need some good guys, some nice and gentle and kind Scandinavians. Maybe that's not going to be you. Maybe.
No, because it seems like everybody wants me to be a heel, so.
Then it's all up to me to be I'm going to be nice for everyone else as much as possible. I'm going to be there.
Gotta sharpen the pencils.
Yes.
so I can, get very mean, I guess. I don't know what's going on. My combat game is just not good. I need to
it's just off today. All right. All right. Right. But yeah, before I get into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier stuff, I guess you can just comment on this with me as well, real quick.
Oh,
Is
is it the Oscars?
Yes, the
Yeah.
Oscar nominations went out, and we're not gonna like go through all of the categories. It's mostly because something happened that we didn't expect, and as Danes didn't expect. Is always rooting for the Danes when it comes to these big award shows. But Thomas Vinterberg, the guy who directed in English it's called Another Round, but in Danish it's called Druk.
It could be translated more correctly to binge.
Yeah, it's kind of a word that is not directly like translatable, but it could be you could call it something like binge drinking or heavy drinking. It's something to that extent. But no, the English title is Another Round, and he directed it. So and he's being and he got a nomination inside of the directors category. Nobody saw coming, I think. The movie itself did get nominated for Best International Film, but the fact that he got a Best Director nod is just crazy. And we are, of course, rooting for Thomas Vinterberg and the movie.
How did you just say it?
It's because every time I'm talking English, and then if I'm gonna say something a very Danish name, but I'm still talking English, then sometimes it just get mixed up.
Oh, okay.
So it's not on purpose. I know that like English speakers will pronounce his name Thomas Vinterberg, but in
Oh, yeah,
that's probably why it happened. But like pronounce it in Danish, it's
mm,
Thomas Vinterberg.
yeah.
Because
I
it's
do, I do, I do it a lot because I probably, I can't, I'm not intelligible in any language. Like I can, I'm two, sort of three languages is like what I can do, but I'm intelligible in none of them. So, it's okay.
fair enough, yeah. But yeah, that's just really exciting. And then some of the other stuff, like getting nominations, it's good to see a lot of representation inside many of the categories. And two women getting nominated for also like in the directing category that has never happened before. And I think they're like number 4 and 5, like women to ever be nominated for best director. And I think Chloe Zhao, she's gonna take the Oscar for Nomadland. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen there. And I still have I know it's probably the same for you. I have a lot of those that we need to watch, or we don't need to, but like we haven't watched many of the movies that got nominated because yeah, it's just been a weird year 2020 with most of the movies not coming out in theaters, or yeah, as I said, most of them, and then coming out on streaming services that probably should have made it like easier for us to watch them, or at least more appealing. But either way, we have something to catch up on there if we're gonna be following along, or but at least we're gonna be following along and rooting for Another Round and Thomas Vinterberg for them to take. But he's probably not gonna win. I don't know. It would be great if he won Best Director, but at least
It's.
Another Round has a great chance.
I'm sorry. It's just I'm so I'm still so. I'm just a bit sad actually because I don't think that Drog was the best one this from this year.
When it comes to Danish,
When it comes to Danish movies, I absolutely, and especially also with Mads Mikkelsen's
as the lead.
as the lead,
Hmm.
I think Riders of Justice was so much better, like by a long shot. And it's just, oh, yeah, there's so much to get into, but I just keep it short. I just think that performance-wise, it was much better. I like, especially because I love Anders Thomas Jensen's his humor. It's very dark. It's very Danish. It's like
The guy who
fantastic.
directed the
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
that
Sorry, yeah,
that Kat is talking about.
yeah. He's just, yeah, he's so good, and he's like, it was a really good movie, and there was some great stuff in it, and
Yes. What
especially Mads Mikkelsen's. portrayal of the main character was just
Yes, that was a really
mm,
good movie. But of course, it's amazing that another round got all has gotten all the award buzz that it has received in the past months. And once again, rooting for it. That's also an amazing movie, I think, and especially I love like the last scene in that movie. Don't want to give too much away, but I just thought that was masterfully crafted, and also um, Mads Mikkelsen, if you want to see him dance, he does that at the end of that movie because he actually took ballet classes when he
yeah,
was
he
younger,
was
and he
like
was like a
a
really, really good
yeah,
dancer.
he's like a ballet dancer for 10 years or something around that. So
So yeah, he had to. He was picking that whole thing up again and doing his best there. And yeah, it was just a great movie, and it's really exciting with the Oscars, with the representation, and especially for us with the Danish representation
yeah, and
inside of that. Yeah.
it's fine that you disagree because I think because it's very Danish humor, then not a lot of um, foreigners get it. Like they don't find it as good or amazing as
Or it's funny, yeah. It's
or
just
as
a
funny
different.
as another round, I guess.
Yeah, it's a different, yeah, for different people. It's
Yeah, yeah,
very
it's
Scandinavian dark humor inside of the movie that Kat mentioned, The Riders of Justice. That's also a movie to look up, and then there are several other movies that director did that are classics for us at least.
yeah,
But I
but
do want, sorry, I just want to address in the chat before we move on too much,
I just
and they
wanted
just
to
think that
just
we forgot it. Sorry.
comment on this is the last comment on that.
Okay, okay.
When we talk about Thomas Winterberg, then I just think that he's done other things that are good because I know he also got a nod with The Hunt or Jagten, but I actually think my favorite one he ever made was the first one, Fisten, the party. But yeah, that was just wanted to close off. I think
Fair enough, fair enough.
commenting on
Okay,
that.
and I just wanted to say thank you so much. You see her as Sanne Olsen in the chat.
Oh
That's
yeah,
my mom, and she donated, and with a little fun smiley emoji thing saying you are amazing. No, you are.
thank you, mom.
Thank you so much for donating. And then I see that, or I saw that Sweel, he went back and watched like the start of the stream and then jumped ahead again. I'm guessing, and saying thank you so much. That was super nice. Thank you for helping us out, and for just being such an important part of our community once again. Thank you so much, buddy.
I didn't
Right.
know you that you could do funny little things like that
Apparently you
in the
can.
super
I
chat.
wasn't too familiar with that either. And now that we mentioned Super Chat, and there's also Streamlabs, if you want to really join in on the discussion here, and you want your question or your comment read out loud for certain, then you can submit it through Streamlabs or Super Chat. The link for Streamlabs is down in the description, and then of course Super Chat is in the chat there, and you can find it if you click the dollar sign, I think it is, or something. Sorry, hiccup. Yeah. All right. I think that does it for most of the stuff that's not relating to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and now I have a good 20-ish minutes to talk about that, I guess, before it's the stream is over. This took, or I have 20 minutes to talk about it before the stream is over. Um, or I was planning to end the stream, but we all know how it goes sometimes when I say this is just going to be a short stream, and then keep
Three
on
hours
talking,
later.
keep on talking, keep on talking. But thank you for popping by and for staying for way longer than I thought you would. I thought you were just gonna sit here for about 5 minutes and then you had to go
That
do
just felt
something.
awkward.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Just popping in and saying hi. That just felt awkward in a way. But anyways, when you switch to your whole microphone setting, remember to drink some water.
Yes,
Okay?
I
Hydrate.
will. I have it right there in front of me
Yes.
this time around. Almost a full water bottle.
Yes.
Thank you for looking out for me.
Yeah, welcome.
And yes, love you. See you in a bit.
Yes, we'll do. Have fun.
I will. I will. Can you take the chair with you?
No.
Thank you. All right, then I can move a little bit over here in the middle, and I'm gonna be plugging in this one once again. So just excuse me for a sec if this makes some sort of a noise. It probably did. I am sorry about that. But now I'm back to the other Microphone. Oop. No worries. She almost just closed the door on some of the wires on the floor. A lot of wires when you do stuff like this. All right, yeah. And as Kat said, remember to hydrate, and that goes for all you guys as well. I don't really have anything exciting to drink this time around. That's just gonna wait until next weekend when it's my birthday, and I'm probably gonna be drinking some beers or drinks or something on the stream when we're celebrating that. But this is just water, which is also the most sensible thing to drink, I guess. But yeah, cheers. Mm. All right. But yeah, before I get into the main topic, I guess that's what we're gonna call it, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The guy's right there in the background, and I'm kind of blocking Bucky, but yeah, sorry. Um, is there anything that you guys would like quickly like to talk about or bring up, then you can do so in the chat, of course, and I'll try to spot it, or you can do it through Streamlabs or SuperChat, and that also helps out a lot. I know I've mentioned it multiple times now, but it really helps with keeping this channel afloat and growing, and helps me pay the bills as well. So it's always a big help with the support, any kind of support, or also just clicking the like button or subscribing to the channel if you haven't done that already. But it seems like that, yeah, I'm probably, yeah, I'm gonna start with the non-spoiler talk about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then we can talk spoilers a little bit at the very end. So I can just give my immediate thoughts about the first episode that I watched with my father, aka Major Dad, and that one is up on the channel. Or yeah, a few words about that as well. Yeah, put out the reaction there. It's not. I guess you can always hope for more traction and more views. That's not the most important thing at all. It's also just people are very nice in the comments, and it seems like people enjoy when I bring Major Dad on for some of the stuff that's going on the channel. And we did, the Pacific and watched a couple of movies. History related, World War II related in the past. And then this one that we did, the first one at least, didn't get as much traction for a Marvel show as maybe I thought compared to other channels, or at least the WandaVision stuff that Kat and I did. But maybe that was just the episode itself that people weren't that excited about, or it wasn't really looking for a lot of different reactions there. But I do see a few questions there in the chat. So let me just quickly address those before I move on to the non-spoiler review. And hey, level 2 trading saying, hey, it's my birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday. Guessing Sonny's way younger than me. Depends on how old you are. I'm turning the big 30 years old this year. That's just it suddenly just came, and I didn't notice until, oh shit, or I didn't really think about it until, well, Sonny, you're turning 30 this year. What are your plans? I'm turning 30. I don't feel 30 years old, but yeah, and you can't really make a lot of plans in times like these. I would like to just have a big party and invite all my friends and family, but yes, you guys know why that is not possible. So maybe after the whole, yeah, when everything is back to normal, if it's ever gonna get back to normal, I can do something like that. But we'll see, we'll see. Do you have from Timothy? Do you have some future plans for the channel? Um, Not really like set in stone. Well, we're gonna keep doing reaction videos, of course, and Major Dad and I are doing The Falcon and the Winter Soldier right now. Kat and I are doing The Legend of Korra, and I'm doing Naruto by myself. When The Legend of Korra is done, then We are gonna do a little poll. That's definitely in the cards. Do a little poll and ask you guys to vote on another short form animated series like The Legend of Korra. And I know many people have been coming with some giving us suggestions when it comes to that. And then when The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is done, when we've watched the last episode there, then maybe, possibly, Major Dad is going to stick around and watch The Bad Batch with me, Star Wars The Bad Batch, which is also animated and on Disney Plus because it's Star Wars. So of course I'm going to be watching that. And then when the next MCU series rolls around, then that's going to be Loki. Kat is going to join me for those, and those are like the set in stone plans that we have right now. And then of course we're going to let you guys know if anything is going to change or what's going to happen when like after all of that stuff that I just mentioned. Oh, and thank you so much, RioVox. Loved your Luke Skywalker reaction. Epic. Yeah, that has quickly become our most popular video on YouTube, and I'm always glad to hear that people are enjoying that and seeing me getting very emotional watching my hero, childhood hero, Luke Skywalker show up again. Spoilers, obviously, for The Mandalorian, but I guess that most people have already seen that, or else they should have. And yes, I totally get, like, if you haven't seen the first episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like you haven't Ugly Muffin, then yeah, this might be a good place to just a good time to be to yeah exit the stream or at least go watch something else so that you don't get spoiled. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't watched it or haven't watched it. And oh, and another donation from my mother. Thank you so much. You don't have to donate that much at all. Like you always help us out. And then whenever you come by and then buying dinner for us. But of course, I appreciate it so much. And you're definitely testing out the super chat thing that you're all welcome to use as well if you would like to. You definitely don't have to. Any support or the fact that you guys are here is enough already. Um, and I see Anora saying welcome to the 30 club. Thank you. Thank you. It's had to happen at some point, right? Your 30s go way faster than your 20s. Oh, yeah, I imagine. Life is just gonna it's just gonna feel like time is moving quicker and quicker and quicker, and before I know it, it's just like, oh, now I'm halfway through life or something. Yeah, let's not get like yeah, it's not focus on yeah, we're still enjoying life. And there's so much left and so much good stuff to come, hopefully, in all of our lives. Level 2 trading, a Volton reaction from Netflix if you're adding another animated. Yeah, that could definitely like go on the list. Like the way we're gonna do the poll is we're gonna first like do a poll on Patreon with a lot of different options, a lot of different short form animated shows, and then the five most like the highest voted or most popular shows from that poll is then going to continue on to a poll over on YouTube, and then we're gonna like the see and decide the winner there. But okay, let's get into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then talk a little bit first here, non-spoiler. And yeah, we have started a new MCU show, and I think I can say without spoiling anything that it feels, definitely feels more like the MCU that we know, and it's not as out there as something like WandaVision, which was more experimental, and especially the way that WandaVision started out with those two black and white episodes, and many people were watching those and going like, huh, that's not the MCU that I remember and the one that I know, and I don't know if this is for me, and maybe they just lost interest there and didn't watch the rest of the show, or maybe they did and then they really got into it later on. I know that's the case for a lot of people. But this one, right off the bat, it feels like the MCU, it looks like the MCU, sounds like the MCU, the movies, and there are familiar faces popping up from the beginning. Of course, we got like the two leads from the series, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or Sam and Bucky, and they are definitely in that first episode, and we get to dive a little bit more into their lives. I can definitely say that without spoiling anything. And I think like the first episode, it was like a nice reintroduction in a way to them and seeing where the world is. Like the episode itself is called New World Order, which is quite fitting. And I don't think it's a secret that it takes place after Endgame. And if you guys have watched Endgame, so I'm guessing most of you have, then you probably know that, yeah, the world is gonna look quite different after what happened in Endgame, or both in Infinity War and Endgame. And there was a whole 5 year period there where people were just gone. The blip is what they're calling it in the MCU. I really do not like that name because it doesn't sound serious enough to me. Like it just, oh, the blip, or you got blipped. It doesn't sound deadly, which is it really was. It was something horrific that happened. I don't know. I prefer the snap. That at least has, it just sounds worse, or it also sounds more like that's what happened because it was Thanos snapping his fingers with the Infinity Glove, and that's when we lost everyone. And then they came back, and there are bound to be some sorry, there are bound to be some changes there when it comes to like the daily lives of everyone in the world inside of the MCU. And that's really as far as I can go without getting into spoiler territory, I guess. Hashtag the snapping. Yeah, that that I would prefer that over the blip, but they chose that and they're sticking with it, and you got to respect that as well. That just sticking to their guns. Oh, thank you so much, Juan, saying your dad is cool, so intelligent, clearly watching the Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode improved his otherwise crappy day. Yes, he did a cat where cat usually when we start our reactions, he'll just mention that if she had a bad day or if something is off mood wise, yeah, she'll tell you guys, and that she'll tell you that that's why she might be looking a little bit like mm, angry or just down, and it has nothing to do with what we're watching. But now Major Dad did the same exact thing, that he was having a crappy week on the job and an extra crappy day. But it seems like, yes, watching the Falcon and the Winter Soldier with me and then talking about it at least helped a little bit with brightening his day, or I hope so. And hopefully going forward, then that's going to be something that can, if he continues to have crappy weeks, which I hope he's not, then meeting up here on Fridays and watching some good Marvel entertainment, that's going to help a little bit with that. And I also see some people mentioning that the premiere episode was a little bit underwhelming, and I totally get that as well. I thought it was pretty good. It was all right. I'm just excited to see what happens now, and I'm sure it's gonna get more exciting. And I'm waiting for a character like Simo to pop up. I really like him in like when he was in Civil War, even though we didn't get much of him, but he was like one of the few villains inside of the MCU who actually succeeded at what he was trying to do with splitting the Avengers. So can't wait for that guy to pop back up. But yeah, I totally get it. Los Pollos Hermanos. And then Radioactive Gamer, any chance on the Snyder Cut? I don't know if you missed, if I know there's a ton of stuff, but I would love to see your reaction if you ever got the chance on here or Patreon. Probably not gonna get Kat to watch it with me. She's really not into the DC EU. I didn't really enjoy either Man of Steel or Batman v Superman. She hasn't seen Aquaman or like she enjoyed Wonder Woman. I think that's pretty much the only one. Um, and so I don't know like if it's ever going to be something that I'm gonna to put out. I know I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna be watching it next week with a friend of mine, and I've thought about maybe because we're gonna be watching it at his place, and I've thought about asking him whether or not I could bring the camera and then we can film our reaction to it, him and I, and maybe we're gonna be some more people, so it's kind of a group reaction and then I can, for starters, put it out on Patreon and maybe think about editing it. But it's a 4 hour thing, and it's gonna take a long while to edit, and I already have my hands full with everything else that we're doing. But I've considered it at least, and I'll let you all know if it's something that I'm gonna do. But yeah, let's get into the spoiler stuff with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier here at the end. I don't know for how much we can talk about. But uh, but yeah, let's see what there is to talk about and bring up when it comes to that. So I'm gonna put up the spoiler warning right now. So for anyone who are still here and who don't want anything spoiled about the episode, this is your last chance to get out. Where is it? There we go. Spoilers. All right. Three, two, one, and here we go. Oh, I see a quick question here first. Oh, and okay, actually something that relates to the episode and is kind of spoiler-ish, so I guess yeah, we can talk about that first. With Riovox, Bucky's gonna have to tell the old gentleman that he killed his son. That'll be a tough one. Yes, that was actually something that I thought was quite moving in the episode and with a part of his personal life there, and also getting that flashback where we got to see like the actual Winter Soldier when he was doing that stuff for Hydra, and even getting that little Hail Hydra inside of that, and his whole look, and even with that very eerie sound or like piece of audio music score. Sorry, it's a score for that we got in the movie Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I loved seeing that again, and then it had that very sad ending with him shooting like the only eyewitness who was there, and then we learned later on that the old gentleman that Bucky is hanging out with is actually the father of this kid that he shot in the flashback. So yeah, he's gonna have to tell him at some point to make amends, which is what he's trying to do, and make amends for all of the mistakes that he's done throughout his life, and he's never really had a chance to just live a peaceful existence or just a normal life. I guess like unless you know you go way back to the 40s and 30s, 20s, like when he was a young man, or like yeah, in the time before World War II and before he enlisted. The only peace he had ever known before that was in Wakanda. Got a little bit of peace there, and he also mentioned that in the episode. I really enjoyed that part of it and thought that was nice to get into and see, and them addressing some of the mental instabilities that a person like um, the Winter Soldier or Bucky can have. Sorry. So yeah, I like to include that, and the whole PTSD aspect of it getting quite real. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Level 2 trading, your opinion on Steve kissing Sharon, who is Peggy's grandniece, and how funny it would be when Bucky falls for her. Hashtag revenge. I don't know if it has anything to do with revenge. That was always, that's not necessarily just about this episode, but going back to, yeah, I guess that was in Civil War that where Sharon Carter and Steve, they kind of hooked up. And her being related to Peggy, and then Steve, of course, being, or yeah, falling in love with Peggy all the way back in the 40s, and then getting to be with her again after Endgame. That was also, yeah, quite beautiful, beautiful ending there for him. That's always been a little bit iffy and like, oh, okay, that's weird. Maybe he should never ever mention that to Peggy. I don't know. I didn't know that. Like, is Bucky gonna fall for her in this one? And please don't confirm it because I've tried not to watch any of the trailers. I didn't even know about the the guy who took up the apparently took up the Captain America mantle that we are and the shield and everything that we saw at the very end. I have no idea like who that guy is, or I didn't until people started telling me in the comments. So please don't reveal anything, even stuff that's in the trailers, because I think a lot of the time they reveal too much in the trailers, and I try to like go in as blind as possible. So yeah, please don't um yeah, reveal that. It's a reference to the actress used to act in a show called Revenge. Ah, okay, fair enough. I didn't know that. And it's just a theory. Fair enough, fair enough. Good. I was just making sure. I was just making sure. But thank you for clearing that up. Um, Buggy literally leaving her on the date. The dude is too old for this shit. Yeah, he hasn't been doing anything like that for many years. And I also get like why he left because it kind of took him out of it, and also learning that how much it really this whole thing with him killing this guy, and how his father is reacting to it, and how he just can't find any closure. And the thing that's bugging him the most is the fact that he doesn't know how his son died, and there's only one person who can really tell him exactly what happened, and that's Buggy. And then we come back to yeah, the first thing that we talked about, that he's probably going to have to tell him at some point what happened, and I'm sure he's going to hate him for that. But hopefully, it's also going to help him to move on, and is part of that making amends. And it's not, it's not about Bucky necessarily feeling better about himself. I'm sure there's also an element there, but it's also doing it for the people, or for the people that he has hurt in his past. All right. And yeah, what else? Like in the episode, the big thing is like what happened at the end, and I predict that that guy who got the Captain America shield and who's gonna be the new Captain America, that he's gonna become a problem in some way, and especially considering that it's like the government who put him there, and he's gonna kind of, I'm guessing, be their pawn in a way, and it's not gonna be it's definitely not gonna be like the Captain America of old. He's not going to be like Steve, who went against the government and against the Sokovia Accords and all of that, because he thought that that was immoral, the way that they were being controlled. So he's not going to stand for the same things in a way. And I do hope that Falcon or Sam is going to be able to pick up the shield at some point and do what Steve wanted him to do, which is continue that legacy. And yeah, that whole thing with Sam, and what you're also mentioning now, level two, with him and trying to get the loan in the bank, and then also coupled with what happened at the end, is just damn. Yeah, the deck is just stacked against people of color, especially in that regard. And come on, man, the guy is a hero. He's an Avenger. He saved the whole fucking universe, actually, or at least Earth, and when was helping out with all of that. And oh yeah, there's a lot to get into there. But that was tough to watch, but it's also something that's quite relevant and important to bring up. Definitely, definitely. And you're saying, yeah, that hit home hard and hard. It goes to show that this is kind of a four um, corners type of show. Is that? I'm guessing that's what you. Yeah. Um, and Mina, as we saw that heroes being broke was a thing. I always wondered, are these guys getting paid for all of their sacrifice? One would think that they were getting paid in some way, but it's more of a goodwill thing, as Sam also mentioned, just also doing the right thing. And I do also think like if there is some huge payday involved with being a hero, then people can get into it for the wrong reasons. Like you should do it because you really want to help, and not because you're trying to get rich, and you. have the tech or the powers or the know-how how to be a superhero. But yeah, definitely. I'm working my way through the chat, so I'm getting to you, Messiah Randall. It's not because I don't want to give you a shout out. And thank you for subbing and hitting the motherfucking bell. I hope that's not because you're angry or anything. So shout out for you. There you go. Um, Rocky moments went, Bucky moments, not Rocky. Jesus. Bucky moments went from terrifying slash badass to funny to heartbreaking, all inside of 40 minutes. No, I was not underwhelmed by this episode at all. That's good. That's awesome. That you really enjoyed it. And yes, that there was a lot of back and forth, and they both had like the serious, dramatic stuff inside of the episode that we get from the MCU, but also the funny moments, the action in the start. That was pretty amazing. The way that they made that with Sam Falcon flying around with the helicopters and Red Wing helping out, his little sidekick there. Oh yeah, and also the guy that he fought. I keep forgetting his name inside of the actual show. And I know that he's a UFC fighter or something in real life, and he is actually really good at fighting. And I just remember hearing about that and reading about it when we saw him back in Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Um, so that was cool to see him again, and he survived again. So I guess we're gonna see him once more later on. There was some funny stuff there, especially in the cockpit with that, like the pilot being like, "I just saw someone in the windshield," and him just looking at him like, "Louis, don't be an idiot. Like no one, like we're in the middle of like in the air. No one can be outside of the fucking windshield. Come on." Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and it seems like he's having fun in that role as well. Mm. And the like the hand-to-hand combat in the start there in the beginning, that was also very reminiscent of Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and just the overall feel we got in that, and just the brutal nature of it. That was something that I remember like when I watched Captain America: The Winter Soldier for the first time. Actually, I was what the first time I saw it, that was in Vancouver when I was living in Canada for a little while. I saw it there in 2014 with a bunch of friends in the cinema, and yeah, just watching that and the way that they just really turned up like just the hand-to-hand brutal combat, and it felt real, and seeing Cap not just being like going on the defensive with his shield, but also using it for offensive capabilities, and kicking people off the ship, and then that fight he had with that guy there, that's pretty damn amazing. George Saint Pierre. Oh, that's his name in the in real life. Yeah, that's awesome. Victor Huertas. Whoa, excuse, but just assuming. Sam did not get the loan 'cause he is bad is kind of unfair. In my job, I have to check credit scores, and believe me, folks, a low credit score affects all race of folks. I get that, and that's also what I talked to with my father or Major Dad about, and like it is important, and he is just doing his job, the guy behind the counter, and if you don't have an income, if you haven't had an income for 5 years, then how can they approve of a loan? I just think that, this situation in particular, Sam being who he is, and also the fact that people were actually, snapped out of existence for 5 years, it's a pretty good excuse. So maybe, but yeah, it's difficult, and that's also a part of everyone coming back after being away for 5 years, and the world has moved on. It's in a new place, and then they have to go back and figure out, okay, we just got 50% of the population back after we thought we lost them. So how are we going to handle that, both financially and with alliances between countries, and even like on a personal level, like people may be moving on after they lost their loved ones and getting into a new relationship, and then the person that they lost comes back, and for them, like no time has passed at all, and they're still in love with that person who moved on, and it's like, that's gotta be hell to figure out. And damn, yeah, it's a tough world, and I'm sure they're gonna address that more, and we're gonna see more of it. And that's at least some of the stuff that I find really intriguing about this series and what they're gonna be going into, presumably, besides the personal stuff with Sam and Bucky, which I also really, really, really enjoyed. But yeah, those are at least my thoughts on the whole episode and expectations. I guess a few expectations for the series, and then some spoilers from the episode. But yeah, anything else that you guys want to mention or get into about this particular episode, or this yeah, the premiere episode of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, or if you have any other questions for me about the channel or anything else in particular, then I will take a look at the chat now and just answer a few questions, and then I'm probably gonna end the stream there. So it is gonna be sort of a short stream today, sort of a short show, also because I still have a little bit of work to do with some editing, because I did a I've edited the our reaction to the first chapter of book 3 of The Legend of Korra. I just couldn't get it accepted by YouTube and those damn copyright things. So I'm gonna have to try a few more times there. Hopefully, it's just gonna be a few more tries. Then I'm gonna be able to get it out, and then after that, I'm gonna be streaming over on Twitch, where I'm gonna be playing a game that I haven't played on Twitch before. I've actually started it, and I think I'm pretty far along in it. But that game is Red Dead Redemption 2. Sorry, I'm just gonna remove the spoiler thing because there's no reason for that to be there anymore, since I'm not really talking spoilers, unless any of you ask anything spoiler wise. But yeah, that's the plan. Quick editing stuff, and then I'm gonna put out a notification when I am going live on Twitch to play Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'm looking so much forward to getting back into that game after playing Cyberpunk 2077 for a long while. That took a few months to get through that game, and Red Dead Redemption even won the poll over on or here on YouTube. It got 40 something percent of the vote, so it won by a lot compared to the other ones. What? You lived in my hometown? Radical. Hope you liked Van. I really did. I cannot wait to visit again someday, and also bring Kat to Vancouver and show her the city, and also go to the place where I worked for a whole season when I was over there. I was working at this place called Silver Star as a ski instructor, very close to the city of Vernon, and also close to Kelowna. It's yeah, in British Columbia, for anyone who's wondering. I know that you most definitely know where it is, Rio. um, and you used to live in Germany and visited Denmark twice. Oh, that's cool. So we've like visited each other's countries and towns, perhaps, if you went to Copenhagen at least. And I see, yeah, level 2 trading with something relating to um, the the series kind of grounds this as a non-superpower power show. Power levels like Wanda and Captain Marvel. Yeah, it's not up there. It's not as crazy as all of that. It is definitely more grounded, and that's what I also meant with like it the movie that it feels the most like is The Winter Soldier, because that movie felt more grounded compared to a lot of the other stuff in the MCU. And Nora, I really enjoyed all the aerial fight scenes with Falcon. Very well done. Glad to see George St. Pierre back as a villain. Yes, that was awesome. He did a great job. Victor saying in both DC and Marvel comics, most heroes get a stipend from joining super teams. I think MCU should fix that issue or writing loophole. Greetings to all. If it is a loophole, well, I don't know. Like I'm sure like some of them were paid at some point, and definitely some of them didn't have to worry about money at all. Um, but Yeah, they might address it. That could be cool. Try World of Tanks. I've seen people mention that. Maybe I'll try that game at some point. For now, I'm gonna go with a game that I already own, and then once we get to, I think it's May, middle of May or something, I'm gonna be playing the remastered version of Mass Effect, at least for a little while there, and then maybe try something new after that. But thank you for the recommendation. Hello to you and Kat from Canada. Come back soon. Oh, we will as soon as we can. As soon as everything opens up again, then we can actually travel. We would love to go to Canada. And as I said, I really want to show Kat, where I lived for a while and the country that I kind of fell in love with because I loved it over there, and that was such a big experience for me. And just, development wise as a person. I learned a lot over there and just going there by myself and figuring stuff out as I went along and getting a job there at a ski resort. Yeah, those are times that I'm always gonna look back on fondly. Arango Martinez Oscar. Sonny, do you like Ratchet and Clank? I do, at least like the first games I played those way back when they first started doing Ratchet and Clank. Was that all the way back in PS2, or didn't it start? Didn't they do them until PS3? I can't remember, but I've played some of the old ones, and I know there are new ones coming out as well. So yeah, I do like those kind of games as well. So maybe I should check those out at some point, some of the new ones. And excuse me, just a little bit water before I continue on. This one was supposed to be before WandaVision. Oh, and this is Mina's 8. I'm guessing, yeah, you're referring to the series was supposed to be before WandaVision, but now it's the second show followed by Loki. I guess they won't mention about the chaos that Wanda created. They probably won't unless they decided to put it in after the fact and someone's gonna mention it, just as an offhand thing. Or maybe they're just gonna be too busy with what they're trying to do. And the whole Wanda thing was more of a secluded incident, and Sword just kept it under wraps. We'll see. But I'm kind of glad that they started with WandaVision. It feels like that series, at least for now, set up a lot of the stuff that we're going to get in Phase 4. But yeah, it's interesting the way that they had to move some stuff around. And now here we are with one series already done and moving into the next one, and then Loki after that, and then at some point, hopefully, we're gonna get Black Widow and the Eternals and some of the stuff that they've already shot and are working on, and many of the other shows. And yeah, there's so much to come. And I'm sure they're gonna figure it out, even though things aren't going exactly according to the plan that they laid out. I'm sure they have contingencies, and Kevin Feige is just, a master puppeteer when it comes to all of that stuff. So I trust them completely. Timothy, I played as a kid. You played more games as a kid than now, so you're a bit retro. Yeah, I get that as well. There are also some retro games, I guess, that like for me that I return to sometimes. And yeah, maybe I can revisit some of those on stream as well at one point or at some point. But yeah, I think unless you guys have anything else that you want to bring up here on the stream, then I am just gonna end it in a couple of minutes. If you don't have anything else in the chat or any Streamlabs or Super Chats, didn't get a bunch of those today. Did get a couple from from my mom, and thank you once again so much for doing that. um, and then, of course, just thank you to everyone watching and supporting the channel, be it just yeah watching our stuff and leaving likes and comments, or if you're supporting us on Patreon, that means a lot to us as well. We're of course doing full length reactions over there for all of the things that we're also watching on YouTube, and then sometimes doing some exclusive stuff for Patreon too. Working on maybe starting a Patreon exclusive show just only for Patreon at some point. When Kat has more of a free schedule, because as you heard her say, she's quite busy with a lot of stuff. Thanks for your time, Sunny and Kat. Well, thank you for joining on Anora. And yeah, once again, thank you to everyone. I hope this looks all right and looks and sounds all right. And maybe that's something I'm gonna do more of going forward. Having a background like this and using this setup instead of the one that I have been using before. Plus, I'm also sitting in a brand new gaming chair that I actually got as a birthday present from Kat and my parents. A secret lab Omega thing. There's a Omega symbol there. Got that, and it's so comfortable to sit in, and I can lean back, and there's like support for my neck and my back, and I can do it when I'm gaming, of course, when I'm doing stuff like this, but also very important when I'm editing, because the way that I was just sitting hunched over like a fucking banana before, and doing the editing in a chair that wasn't really made for, sitting there on hours upon hours. So yeah, that is really nice. And what's also nice is just that yes, my parents are awesome. You're right about that, Adam Cole. And thank you for saying that it looks awesome. But yeah, what is also really nice is just the fact that you guys wanted to join me, and that there are always people joining for these weekly live streams. And I will let you all know exactly when my birthday stream, when that's going to be next week, if it's going to be on Friday or Saturday or on Sunday. And then we're gonna just have some fun, and we can have a Q&A, and I'm gonna be drinking, and maybe you guys are gonna be drinking a little bit. It's gonna get tipsy, it's gonna get fun, and yeah, we can talk about anything. Oh, and speaking of awesome parents, Major Dad donated. Just dropped by to say hi to all. Thanks for supporting Cat and Sunny. Thank you, Dad. I really have supportive parents, don't I? It's yeah, very encouraging all the time. But yeah, thanks again, guys. Thank you for joining. And I will see you as soon as possible. Oh, and don't forget, if you wanna join me over on Twitch, then I'm gonna be playing Red Dead Redemption 2 very soon. Gonna put out a notification here on YouTube, let you guys know. Yeah, but that's it. Thanks again, guys. Bye.